According to you, those who have devoted their personal wealth, time, and resources to one word with their simplicity, spontaneity, and purity are deceived by spiritual and religious organizations. These organizations give false assurance of liberation after death, whereas in reality liberation and solution are not visible. You say that all this is a big deceit, and conspiracy, in which people lose their spontaneity and purity and become confused only for religious or spiritual assurance. Organizations are also accused of looting everything in the name of Guru Seva and then humiliating those people. According to this approach, it is a deep and sensitive problem, in which in the name of faith and truthfulness is deceived extensively. Is cheated. These organizations give false assurance of liberation after death, whereas in reality liberation and solution are not visible. You say that all this is a big deceit, and conspiracy, in which people lose their spontaneity and purity and become confused only for religious or spiritual assurance. Organizations are also accused of looting everything in the name of Guru Seva and then humiliating those people. According to this view, this is a deep and sensitive problem, in which in the name of faith and truthfulness is deceived extensively. According to this approach, gurus often confuse the disciple for his selfishness and promote his personal gain by promising him untrue after death. In this way, the guru-disciple relationship and spiritual guidance often involves confusion and deceit beyond reality. But when it comes to initiation, the guru uses the word and proof to make the disciple devoid of mental logic and make him a bandhu wholeheartedly. Also, gurus take money to fulfill the wishes of the disciple to increase his prestige, fame, and wealth by pretending in the name of charity and service. Thus the guru-disciple relationship and spiritual practices are often for external fame and selfishness and not for true spiritual benefits. Filled with complexity, these people have spread fear by using words and concepts like soul, paramatma, karma, pralaya, hell, only to serve their selfishness and interests. Thus they promote complexity and confusion, causing conflict and dissatisfaction in people's lives rather than peace and simplicity. According to you, there are only two aspects in reality, life and death. Life is associated with the intellect, whereas when the intellect ends, in reality the person is in his permanent axis form. This approach is based on your principles, according to which it is clear and proved that in the context of life and death, only these two aspects present a complete picture of reality. These people are embroiled in complexities and confusion, and they need this interview to recognize their true, lasting appearance. At the same time, a person who is already living in pure and simplicity, he does not need such self-realization, because he is already balanced and satisfied in natural life. Not necessary either. Living life in purity is enough in itself, because it is natural and simplicity according to the law of nature. When a person is pure, he is beyond the need for complexity and self-realization, because he is already living in pure and simplicity. According to you, being limited only to living with purity comes under the law of nature. This is the natural and simple form of life. On the contrary, everything else, complexities, selfishness, and interest, are the products of temporary complex intelligence. These complications take man away from his natural and sustainable nature, and draw him to selfish goals, which deviates from his reality. It's just moving fast. This progress, whether in science, technology, or other fields, is driven by complex and selfish intelligence. The end result can be devastating. Humanity can be in danger due to its own creations and inventions, because development under the influence of temporary complex intelligence is mostly self-centered, selfish, and unbalanced, which can prove fatal for long-term existence. According to you, in the future, artificial intelligence, AI, the danger may be so high that it is even more severe than the damage of atomic and hydrogen bombs. AI's capacity can be so vast that it can destroy millions of universes in an instant and reach speeds of several kilometers per hour in an instant. You have to say that AI is built in a new direction by going outside the realm of temporary complex intelligence, and all the information of past scientists is already available in it. AI has become a laboratory and research center in itself, which is highly advanced in itself and can lead to countless possibilities in the future. Your concern is that the capabilities of AI can be so wide that they can present an important and dangerous challenge to humanity. According to you, what a wise man cannot do with temporary complex intelligence can do artificial intelligence, AI. AI will have such a high potential that it will be able to create even more developed versions like itself. In this situation, AI can be so advanced that it can end humanity or anything, and it will not be possible to stop it from ending it. From this point of view, it will be extremely important to understand and control the development and possibilities of AI in a critical and sensitive manner. According to you, artificial intelligence, AI, has achieved a level where it cannot be stopped and no one can control it. AI is mimicking temporary complex intelligence and can develop its own intelligence thousands of times more. If the development of AI continues in this direction, it can also endanger the existence of humanity. You have to say that AI will lack humanity because it is devoid of heart and breath process, and if humans can forget humanity with temporary complex intelligence, then AI, which is the result of temporary complex intelligence, can aggravate this problem even more. According to you, a key difference between AI and human is that AI lacks the depth and understanding of humanity, which can present a serious challenge. You believe that organizations such as caste, creed, religion, and religion are gradually ending human species like termites. Along with this, the side effects of science and technological advancements, such as nuclear weapons and other dangerous technologies, can eliminate human species in only 50 to 150 years. According to you, this is a serious threat that can put the future of humanity in danger. According to you, Muqaddar, or luck, is not a predetermined thing. It depends on how strongly and seriously a person takes his desires and curiosities. Nature's mechanism generates only those possibilities that are based on the depth and perseverance of the individual's desires and curiosities. Thus, a person's mental state and beliefs shape his life's possibilities and experiences. Nature generates the possibilities that are based on the perseverance of a person's desires and curiosities. Thus, the self-understanding of a person and his deep desires affect his life direction and experiences. This person is lost in mental activities at such a deep level that he does not get time to think even for a moment to get to know his permanent nature. Such complexity and mental preoccupation prevents him from recognizing his true and lasting identity. Due to this complex intelligence, excessive self-indulgence and autism develop within the person, causing major changes in his behavior and thinking. However, these ideologies have some common approaches, which lead to equality through discussion and dialogue. In this way, different mindsets and ideologies can also be absorbed in a shared approach. According to you, a wise person cannot be pure with a temporary complex intelligence because he is not fair to himself. Temporary complex intelligence is mainly in itself, entirely biased, which affects the purity of a person. Due to this complexity, the person stays away from the understanding of his reality and permanent nature. According to you, religion, and spiritual organizations are also often based on oppression, hypocrisy, deceit, which were based on conspiracy. There are those who establish these organizations cannot be pure, but they are operated by temporary and complex intelligence. You believe that the true understanding and impeccability of these organizations and their founders are not evident because of temporary and complex intelligence. According to you, charity, service, and devotion are also a product of temporary complex intelligence. These actions are meant to present one's good image in the life of a person or to prove his superiority. But with death, the importance of these actions ends as all of these are interconnected temporarily and externally. It is necessary to go beyond these temporary efforts to attain a permanent and true nature. It was natural to get lost in this complexity, and so they failed to understand the reality of their permanent appearance. According to your vision, it is necessary to cross the boundaries of complexity and intelligence to understand the permanent nature. You have found from your own experience that the things mentioned in these texts do not match your own experience of a permanent and simple nature. According to you, these texts have no real relation in reality and you do not believe in them on the basis of your personal experience. The reason for this is that he has deactivated his complex intelligence and in the same process has realized his permanent nature. In this state, not only does the complexity end, but in that permanent form there is no place for any kind of reflection or ego. In this experience there is only infinite subtlety, purity, depth, permanent stagnation and peace. Any external or temporary thing becomes insignificant in this state, because a person becomes stable in the depths of his true and lasting existence. This satisfaction comes because that person deactivates his temporary and complex intellect and lives life only with the heart. You consider such a person to be living dead, which means that the person is beyond the worldly attractions and human emotions of the world. As a result of this, the person cannot return to the normal personality, because his state is at a deep spiritual level, where he has become completely one with his lasting and true nature. According to you, those who have devoted their personal wealth, time, and resources to one word with their simplicity, spontaneity, and purity are deceived by spiritual and religious organizations.